Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us on our Independence Day, a holiday when we mark our freedom and honor the troops who are fighting to preserve it. As the drawdown in Afghanistan, the longest war America has waged, continues. Tonight, we're going to meet a man who joined the Army the day after September 11th, 2001. A husband, a father, a staff sergeant, and a man amazingly still on the front lines, despite repeatedly cheating death. Here's ABC's Mohammed Leela.
We are flying on a Black Hawk helicopter to a remote part of eastern Afghanistan. The gunner's bullets, a response to the Taliban shooting at us down below. We've come here to tell the story of the last Americans fighting this longest American war. Meet Staff Sergeant Chad Joyner. He shouldn't be here, not on this patrol, not in Afghanistan. In fact, he shouldn't even be alive. Joyner has survived not one, not two, but 7 roadside bombs like these. The deadly weapons that have claimed nearly 2,500 American lives and injured thousands more in Iraq and Afghanistan.
For, the normal person, it's mind-blowing. People don't understand it. I don't think there really is a way to paint a picture of what it's like. It shakes your whole body. It shakes you to the core. I mean, you feel the compression. You feel the shock wave.
Whatever the reason, Joyner miraculously is still alive.
God has a plan for me. There's an obvious reason why I'm still here. I don't know 100% what that reason is, but he obviously has something in store for me.
We went along with Sergeant Joyner on one more mission. The day begins with an early morning briefing, loading up a 20-vehicle convoy for a day-long patrol into the scorching Afghan sun. The mission? To find and remove all roadside bombs from this, the most dangerous highway in the country, connecting the capital Kabul with Kandahar, the birthplace of the Taliban. As American forces continue to pull out of the country, thousands will need this highway to get home. It's going to be a triangular formulation.
Right.
We're going to be riding shotgun, Sergeant Joyner. That's right. The man who survived 7 IEDs is out with us looking for more.
So what's the first thing I need to know if I hear gunfire?
If you hear gunfire, just hit the ground. That is the first thing you need to know.
You ready? Let's do it.
As we cross the wire, driving out from the base, we know the Taliban could be lurking anywhere.
What are you keeping an eye out for here as we're driving along?
The biggest concern that we have around here are culverts, because they like to use the culverts to place IEDs. It's really easy accessible for them. They don't have to dig anything.
Outside, all around us, littering the highway, the wreckage of suicide car bombs. At first, you might think Sergeant Joyner is crazy. Some kind of adrenaline junkie with a death wish. But the more you get to know him, the more you realize he's about as normal as you can get.
Oh, I totally grew up in small-town America.
His hometown, Cody, Wyoming. Population just 10,000. It's the kind of place you'll still find an old-fashioned parade on July 4th, complete with proud American flags waving in the wind.
I love how everybody knows everybody, and it's just a great home feeling.
Just after the 9/11 attacks, Joyner signed up for the Army, and over his next 3 deployments to Iraq, he drove over an IED 7 different times. He was featured in this American Forces Network video after he drove over an IED that left him with a brain injury so serious he couldn't even write his own name. Joyner spent 6 months in rehab, his wife and high school sweetheart Kelly by his side the entire time.
He's the one that has the silent injuries, the injuries that we don't notice.
Just as he'd made a full recovery, life threw them a different kind of twist.
Yes, that's my sweetheart. That's my little Hannah. She's my world.
Hannah Joyner was born 3 years ago, and Chad fell in love once again.
Cheers.
She's just a little entertainer, and she's my life. She's everything. I love that little girl.
With someone new to live for, Chad could have left the Army and found a regular job. But he didn't. As soon as he could, he signed up for a new deployment to Afghanistan.
My biggest fear is always the doorbell ringing. I don't want to lose him mentally. I don't want to lose him like that. I think a lot scarier than him actually not coming home is coming home empty.
Back in Afghanistan, on the mission, we get a call on the radio.
The Polish unit off to the west found an IED. They want us to clear. We're turning around because a Polish unit back there has found an IED.
As we arrive on the scene, other armored vehicles are already there. At the top of the hill, they send in a robot to detonate the bomb. And in a split second, it's enough to blow our vehicle sky high.
Hey, once they get up here, we'll move up.
And the danger doesn't stop there. Moments later, we're patrolling on foot.
Well, there's always a sense of nervousness. I mean, that keeps you on your toes, because if you're not nervous, then there's something wrong.
We have to synchronize this movement.
With soldiers taking aim in the distance and bomb-sniffing dogs racing up ahead.
All right, so far so good.
You know, if we didn't put it there, we don't touch it or we don't mess with it. So we just watch where we're walking at all times.
We've left the armored convoy. The soldiers here are checking these fields for explosives, and then we're going to try to enter that village.
Before we get there, the captain rushes towards us, warning us of a new threat.
Of small arms fire, IEDs. So right now it's like watch where you step and then watch everywhere else because there's small arms fire in the area as well. Do we see any IEDs that we need to know about today?
The villagers admit to us that the Taliban sometimes use these fields to plant bombs.
I appreciate your time and thank you very much.
And as we jump back into our convoy, Sergeant Joyner is grateful knowing he survived another day, his 1,129th day living in a war zone.
You know, 7's a lucky number. Do you ever worry about number 8?
You know what? Nobody's ever brought that to my attention until now. So I can thank you for that. But no, I've never thought of that.
And as we drive back to the base, all he can think of is just one thing.
I'm looking forward to going home more than anything in the world. You know, I really want to see my little girl. I want to give her a big hug and kiss. I miss her like crazy.
And after a 10-hour mission, for a brief moment we forget about the war, singing all the way back to base. For Nightline, I'm Muhammad Leela in eastern Afghanistan.
One of our American heroes, thanks to Muhammad Leela and to the armed forces for technical assistance on that story.